Need to call home?
Yes, if possible.
Is this why you came?
Actually, yes.
It's clear. So you will not tell me any interesting stories.
Where did you get the idea?
Just want to call.
I can tell if you ask, I will answer.
Yes, fine. My name is Vladimir, I'm a journalist. I saw that the prisoners had talked among themselves about this. I understood that you two had formed a certain line.
I don't know, they just say that we can come and make a call, that you ask questions here. Why not come?
Yes, questions about life. Do you give voluntary consent to the recording and publication of
Yes,
this video?
sure.
Well, tell me, are you mobilized or did you sign a contract?
Sign the contract.
Contract. Did you sign the contract voluntarily? Did you want to earn money?
Listen, I'll tell you like it is. They don't hire us for permanent jobs without military documents. I work in a coffee production.
So?
Until then, unfortunately.
So?
It was necessary to register officially, you understand, for lengths of service, pension payments. And the documents, I did not serve in the army. I didn't have a military ID. I went to get my ID. Here. There they accepted my documents and started making a military ID here. Then they asked where I had been all this time. Why did I avoid military duty? Something like that.
Where you were for 8 years?
What?
Wondering where you were for 8 years.
Yes, where have I been all these years? Why did I avoid? They say that now they can give me criminal punishment for evading service.
How did you manage to avoid it? I want to understand this.
At first I underwent a military commission and they diagnosed me with a stomach ulcer. Every spring and autumn I went for a military medical examination and it was confirmed that I have a stomach ulcer.
So you weren't dodging?
No.
Why did they want to put you in prison?
Then they simply did not give me a military document. They simply gave me a certificate that I was registered in the military registration and enlistment office. I said, give me either a military document or take me into the army. They didn't want to take me into the army and they didn't issue documents. My employment every time...
Why didn't they want to? What was their argument?
Probably because the ulcer may go away someday.
Ah, probably yes.
Here, and then they would take me into the army. Here... Well, here too. As if they would say, no, friend, go through a medical examination. Who will keep me at work? I work for 3 months and I don't work for a month or 2. You need to undergo a medical examination, then you will be admitted to hospital for treatment for an ulcer. Well, that's it. This kind of work schedule is not suitable. Fire it. After that, you look for work again. Bad situation. Either let them draft you into the army or let them give you documents. One of two. Then they started sending call-up papers, but I didn't receive them. They just came to my house and ignored it. So they put pressure on me for a year, then they forgot about me. They didn't send any more.
Well?
Here... Well, then I went to do military documents and they told me to sign a contract. They say that I would serve for a year, I would be a driver, I have a driver's license. They told me that my specialty was suitable, that I would carry humanitarian aid on Kamaz. Time will pass quickly.
Did you believe them?
What?
Did you believe them?
Certainly. I saw that on Kamaz.
That is after they created problems for you with the document?
No, not for long. Now these documents were quickly given to me. They completed it in about a week.
I mean, this whole process took a long time. Your issue was not resolved. And then they told you that they will quickly issue documents if you go to serve.
No, I didn't need them before.
Got it.
That's it, I didn't contact them.
We're done with this conversation. You just believe them, right? Weren't you interested in what's going on there? Have you learned anything about the war?
Well, the war, I live in Belgorod. There is also constant shelling, drones, explosions.
Where exactly?
Yes.
Do you live in Belgorod itself?
Yes?
I missed it. Wonderful. What date did you mobilize and sign the contract?
Contract 27th of July.
Well, before that time, in my opinion, there were no shelling there. Or were there any?
No, it was shelled.
There was shelling. What were the conversation between people? How did they react?
How everyone first went home from work, I also sat at home with the children. I was afraid that something might happen, because the shells were hitting the houses too. Well, we were kind of afraid too. I can't say that there was complete panic.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Fear is understandable. I mean, have there been any conversation about why this is happening, why they are shelling? Is this good or bad?
Well, there is nothing good about this at all. What's good about this?
Yes, I agree. Nothing good comes from being shelled.
Yes.
But did they talk about the reasons why this happening? Were people talking about this?
Well, we talked about what was happening in Donetsk, Lugansk, about this conflict.
In Donetsk and Lugansk?
Well, yes, about the Ukrainian Donetsk and Lugansk regions.
About Ukrainian Donetsk
Yes.
and Lugansk. Didn't you know about the fact that missiles and drones are flying from Russia to all other cities of Ukraine?
No, they don't fly from Russia. On the contrary, they fly to us here in Russia. Our air defense just stands there and shoot them down.
Don't they fly from Russia to other Ukrainian cities?
No, not from our side. Nothing is said about this.
Unique. Really unique.
No, well, nothing is said. We have air defense. When a missile flies from your direction, it is shut down.
Air defense.
Only here I comprehend it in a completely different way.
Have you somehow rethought this?
Certainly.
How exactly?
That this is not our war.
This is the commander of your frigate, Admiral Gorshkov. Let's just say that in terms of pointing accuracy, it's literally a centimeter. Centimeters? Does this also apply to anti-ship missiles? Yes. Is it possible, like a sniper, to hit the target accurately if there is a scope? Almost yes. If we are aiming at the entrance of five-story building, then if not at it, then it will definitely fly into the neighboring one. Pointing accuracy is good.
No, it's about the fact that there are weapons.
But he calmly talks about the fact that...
He doesn't say that we use these weapons, and so... Naturally, if there are weapons, there is a rocket.
So you don't understand that Ukraine has been bombed all this time, right?
No.
Don't you understand?
No, it could be, but I don't consider it.
You don't admit. I'm simply baffled by my lack of understanding of such simple things. In reality, living in Belgorod, don't you know that all this time, 2 years, Russia has been shelling Ukraine? Is this how Belgorod residents think? Well, okay, let's see then. Haven't you seen it?
These are destroyed.
Didn't see it. Do you think that
I
we
haven't
destroyed
seen them.
ourselves?
No, I have no doubt that military operations take place.
Okay. Now... This is Kharkiv. Did we do all this so ourselves? Northern Saltovka, Kharkiv.
Terrible. It's terrible.
What?
This is horror, of course.
What does horror mean? I'm trying to understand. Do you understand that Russia has been firing missiles at all of Ukraine for 2 years? This is not a conflict between Ukraine and Lugansk and Donetsk. It is Russia that has been shelling all of Ukraine for 2 years already. Will you understand this or not?
Well, it's like military operations are taking place on the territory of Ukraine. They can fire from tanks, not rockets. Are missiles launched from Russia territory or missiles launched from Russia territory into Ukrainian territory?
All kinds of missiles are launched from Russian territory, including Sizzler and Killjoy, as well as drones.
I didn't know about that. No, I understand that there war is between Russia and...
No, the war between whom?
Russia and Ukraine.
Between Russia and Ukraine, period. I see. I don't even know if there's any point in talking to you about anything else if you don't understand that this war began with Russia's missile attack on Ukraine. For now, you can just tell your story. Tell us what happened after you signed the contract.
Well, what next? They picked us and we went to Kursk to the training ground.
Hmm?
The training took place there for about 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, then we were sent to the airport and taken by plane to Rostov-on-Don. Oh, the Kamaz loaded us and brought me to the landing. At first they said that we would go to the unit, that we should undergo training there, that we would eat, wash ourselves. In short, they took me for a day. We arrived in a forest belt. We were told that we would live here. We're at the part. They promised to bring us to the unit so that we could rest and wash ourselves. No military unit. We had to settle there. The commanders were supposed to arrive. When they arrived, they distributed us among forest belts. I was taken by the 136th Regiment.
It is where they brought you?
To the forest plantation.
Where exactly? What direction?
We didn't even know the direction. Kamaz trucks were closed.
Didn't they say the name of any settlement?
No, there was no population around.
Oh, let's move on.
Here. That's it. They told us to get ready there and dig trenches. They brought us shelves. They brought us water. We were there for about 2 days. Then we were taken to the next forest plantation. And so they drove us through the forest plantations for a week. Sometime they took us to the training ground. About a week later they brought us weapons. They issued machine guns. They took us to the training ground and in the evening they brought us back from the training ground to dig trenches. That's how it was. They were training the tactics of walking in threes. We were taught to shoot standing from the knee.
All this time you were undergoing training and did not understand where you were?
Why, on the territory of Ukraine, I understood.
What area? What area?
We didn't go anywhere.
During all this time, while you were there, you never once asked where you were?
On the territory of Ukraine. That's all, on the battlefield.
I see.
And where exactly, no one ever told us anything.
Let's move on.
This is how we trained. Then they sent us to Genichesk.
Genichesk?
Yes. Several people were taken there to study tactical medicine. Learn this. So, we studied tactical medicine there for 2, almost 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Then we came back to the forest belt, to where we were before. There they told others how to put a bandage on themselves and passed on knowledge. They told me how to give myself an injection, how to apply a tourniquet, how to bandage a wound, and so on. The guys were already trained on the spot. I asked them questions, told them that they hired me as a driver. They told me to wait in due time. When there is a free KAMAZ, then we will give you a KAMAZ and you will be the driver on it. That's it. I never got on the KAMAZ. Then They put us in a KAMAZ and told us that we would now leave the forest belt. I forgot where.
It's okay.
In
Don't rush.
Verbovoye. In Verbovoye.
Take your time.
We were there for 3 days. They said that we would rest here and undergo training. Well, we stayed there for 3 days, then we were ordered to pack our things and take our rifles. They said we were going on a mission. That's it. But we wanted to rest for 2 weeks and undergo training. This was not the case. They said it was an urgent task. And so we went to Verbovoye, where we were captured.
Do you know what region Verbovoye is located in?
No.
You don't know.
Zaporozhye region.
You know.
Here.
You know. But Ukraine is at war with Donetsk and Lugansk. Or even with
No.
Russia. Is Russia
No.
fighting for Donetsk and Lugansk, and Verbovoye is located in Zaporozhye region? What were you doing there?
I don't know. The order came and we went. What should I do? Our job is to obey.
Yes, yes.
They don't tell us which direction we are going. We determine this among ourselves if someone saw something.
Yes, yes. You are small people.
So what? We arrived there in the forest belt in the morning. Maybe they gave us 1-2 hours of sleep. We slept for a maximum of 2 hours. They woke us up. They said the 2 armored personnel carriers would arrive and we would load onto them. We take rifles. And they ordered us to gain a foothold in the forest belt. They told us to gain a foothold and hold the position for a day. In a day, other soldiers will come to replace us and we will go back. That's it. 2 armored personnel carriers arrived. It was around 9, it turns out. Even around 8 a.m. 9 people boarded. When we arrived, one of the armored personnel carriers were immediately bombed. Bombed the man in it. The second strike was also on the APC. It was completely bombed. Probably hid ammunition as well. We turned around. They asked us to turn on this side if landing. They shouted to the driver, "Where are you taking us to be shot? Turn around. Take us back to our positions." He turned around as if we were going back, but he simply drove around the forest belt and came on the other side. I look, there are anti-tank mines. Where is he going across the field? Horror. Everything is over. I thought it was the end. But still reached the forest stripe. There they opened fire on us from 3 sides. There was a machine gun firing on one side. We drove in from this side and it turns out that there was an opportunity to fire at us from 3 sides. We didn't even have time to figure anything out. We were bombed by mortars and drones too. That I was injured in the both legs. I looked around and there was a trench nearby in a forest belt. There were 2 trees, and between them there was a trench. Not really a trench. Most likely a ditch from an explosion. Only someone covered it with a sleeping bag. It was covered. I rolled back there and bandaged my legs. I applied tourniquets. I injected myself with painkillers.
Who was around with you? How many people did you have?
9 people.
What's wrong with them?
Only Mark and I survived. The rest died.
Did the others
Yes.
die? But did
Yes,
you really
exactly.
see each other? It's clear. Do you know what their names are?
No, we were not advised to find out. I was from the first detachment and the guys were already from the third. And the commander told us that there is no need to get acquainted.
Said not to get
Yes.
acquainted. Do you know why? Why not get acquainted?
Well, most likely, as I understand it, in order not to feel sorry for the guys when they die.
This is one of the reasons. What the second one?
I have no guesses.
Well, look, I'm asking you now, but you can name a single name.
Well, Mark Shishkanov remained, who is in captivity with me.
Shishkanov?
Shishkanov.
Oh. This is one that...
His finger was torn off.
Understood. We had this
Yes,
one.
he did.
Yes, exactly. Well, he is... Can't you name a single one who's dead?
Kurgan. Scott.
Well, these are call signs.
Yes.
If you knew their last names, you could name them, and their relatives knew for sure they were dead. And they are not even told whether they died or not.
Well, I am...
Missing people, and that's
yeah,
it.
I am listed now too. My wife saves as a missing person. Also, she's out the proving...
Haven't you called yet?
Yes, they gave me 3 minutes to call.
So, and she says you're missing.
Yes.
And she can't prove otherwise.
No, she says that when she called the unit and told them that I was a prisoner of war, they claimed that I was not a prisoner of war, but
How
a
were
missing
you
person.
captured?
I told you, leg wounds.
I understood this.
Rolled into the trench, bandaged my legs, and Mark joined me. He was lying next to me, and beside him lay the platoon commander, Scott. He had a shattered skull. He was only conscious for a few minutes. Mark rebandaged his skull, put a bandage on it. There was an open head injury. You could see the brain. There was no way he could survive. Mark crawled towards him, but I couldn't help. My legs were broken. Mark lay near me and asked for help. I explained it to him that I couldn't move and asked for forgiveness for not being able to help. Told him to crawl over there. There was room for two. Somehow he got into the trench. I helped him. He took off his bulletproof vest. Here, then I wrapped my hands so that blood will not flow. So the two of us sat there for almost 24 hours. And at dawn we heard the tank drive up. Mark and I saw that it was our evacuation team. They started to realize that we were here. We asked for help. Because both of me and Mark bleed to death. We couldn't act. The guys came. And when we already approached the tank, I realized that it was Ukrainian. I didn't recognize us.
Understood.
I say, guys, don't shoot, don't shoot. That's all. We were told not to be afraid that no one would shoot.
Didn't they shoot?
No, they didn't shoot.
They didn't shoot. It's like they are telling you that we have Nazis here.
No, there are no Nazis, but they say there is.
They say we have Nazis here. Have you seen them?
No.
Didn't see it. It turns out that they are lying to you.
Turns out, yes.
This means that they say that we have Nazis here, but you haven't seen Nazis. But they don't say that they are firing rockets at us. Yes, it's sad. It's all sadness, sadness,
I'll definitely
sadness.
pick up the phone.
Your wife will definitely pick up the phone. Wife, right?
Wife, yes.
Wife. Good afternoon, my name is Vladimir. I'm a journalist from Ukraine. Your husband is in our captivity. Oh, sure you know about this because he already called you. Will you talk to him?
Yes, definitely.
The conversation is being recorded for publication. Speak.
Hello, Bunny.
Hello. Hello.
How are you doing?
Everything is fine.
How are you there?
Everything is fine. We're fine, Sasha. Don't worry about us.
Are you home?
Yes.
Where are the children?
At school, at college.
Yeah. Why are you dressed?
It's a little cold. Nothing. Everything is fine.
It's clear. Why don't you turn on the heating?
Turn it on.
It's clear.
All on, everything is good.
It's clear. What there? Did you call the unit or maybe they told you something?
In the unit, you are listed as missing in action.
Why don't they want to recognize me as a prisoner of war?
They need proof, they need photos, they need video, they need evidence.
They're crazy over there, right? Well, I wanted to ask, are they crazy, right? Have you ever thought that they are a little crazy? The man was captured. The man was captured. Where can he get the photos and videos from?
I don't have any photos or videos of
No,
him
how do they
either.
imagine it? A man is captured. Should he take selfies for them that he is in captivity? Hello, I am captured. Is that how it works? Is that how they envision it, or what? You have a second phone. You can remove it from the screen like this. I don't know. I have already sent you a photo. My name is Vladimir Zolkin. I have a YouTube channel. There will be an interview with your husband. You can show them. Because they know me very well. They know my phone number very well. They know very well that it's me, and there's no way this interview can take place other than Ukrainian captivity. I don't know. Maybe this will somehow convince them there.
But I have your photo.
Phew. So,
And there will be an interview, and with God's help, let them resolve this issue.
Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. How are you?
That's okay too. My
How
wound
is your
has
injury?
healed.
Have you healed?
Yes.
Where was it?
The legs were broken. There was a through and through wound in one leg, and in the second leg a piece of shrapnel entered under the knee. It stayed there. They will operate it maybe in Russia. One fragment remains. That's it. Did Mark's wife call you or not?
We are in touch with her every day, Sasha.
Well done.
No need to worry, we talk to her every day. Say a big hello to Mark from me if you see him.
Fine.
Tell him that Sveta and I communicate almost every day.
this is about Mr.
Yeah.
Shishkanov.
Shishkanov, yes.
Was it his wives who held a rally with posters so that they would take him away?
And his wife was at the rally, right?
Yes.
Has anyone from Ukraine called you?
No.
It's clear. Those guys who interrogated me said that they would get in touch.
No, there was no single call, no a single message. After they wrote to me that there would be calls and photos, nothing more came.
My precious. I wanted to call you, but as you can see, there was no way to do that, to let you know what's up with me. You didn't send me the money I asked you for, did you?
No, I didn't. I couldn't do it. I tried the bank to transfer the money to you. The bank card didn't work.
It's clear. There you need to write some kind of statement and you will be able to have access for my funds. Where are you going?
I wrote the unit, they helped me, they sent me... Here I am, a letter about your status. I also wrote about access to funds. You understand the situation that I don't even know whether they are transferred or not. Where these funds go, I don't know anything.
Let Mom help there as best she can.
Mom and everyone else help. God bless them.
Why don't your salaries come there?
Mine doesn't.
Why?
I have a bank card. That is, my salary comes. Clear, my sunshine. What other interesting things happened to you?
Our Christmas tree, Sasha, is still standing.
This is good.
Masha does not allow it to be removed.
I got a job here. I'm working in the kitchen.
This is good.
Here. I go to work in the kitchen every day here.
It's clear.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Look, I have a question for you. Your husband and I just talked about it. I want to know if you do or don't understand exactly what it is you. Are drones flying in from Belgorod? Artillery flying in from Ukraine?
This happened on December 30. December 30 and some other time, the last days of
Look,
December.
I'm not interested in details. I'm just asking you, did they or did they not bomb Belgorod? I understand
Yes.
that. Oh,
Yes.
bombed? I'm interested. That's not what interests me. I'm interested in your opinion. Why are they bombing? Why is this happening?
Probably our countries cannot agree.
They're not even trying to negotiate. They don't want to, because when somebody tries to negotiate with somebody, they don't send tanks into another country, which is what happened in your case. That is, Putin sent tanks to Ukraine, sent 200,000 military personnel, professional military personnel. He began to fire us with missiles and everything else. He began to destroy our cities. That's not how they negotiate. Anyone who wants to reach an agreement does not behave this way here. Until February 24, 2022, was your Belgorod or Russia in general bombed from Ukraine?
The 32nd.
Until 22nd, until February 24, 2022.
Until this time, no.
Never.
There was nothing.
Let me return to the question again. On February 24, 2022, missiles flew into Ukraine and tanks arrived. And only then, a year later, in your Belgorod in particular, something began to be shelled. Why?
To be honest, I find it difficult to answer. It was probably a backlash.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It probably turned out that two people can play this game. As long as Ukraine was bombed, everything was fine with you, and everything was fine with you. And now, when it turned out that Ukraine could bomb you, you all rebelled. How bad these Ukrainians are. How they hate us. Why do they hate us? That's what Belgorod residents say. Why? This is what I want to ask you about. Why? Why do we hate you? What's matter? Just like that?
I can't answer.
Can't answer. What was your husband doing with weapons in the Zaporozhye region of Ukraine?
He dug trenches.
What for? What do they do in the trenches? What usually happens there? They probably shooting, right?
Maybe how the
Yeah.
defense is sitting.
Probably your husband came to Ukraine. You started making some noise. Doesn't make noise. People probably come to a foreign country with a machine gun as occupiers, right? Well, that is, they come to shoot, fight, kill, right? That is, your Russians, in particular Belgorod residents, have been going to Ukraine for 2 years with machine guns to kill Ukrainians. For 2 years, rockets, drones and everything else have been flying at us. Yes, and you don't understand why we hate you. Is it true? There's no reason at all, right?
Don't know. I believe that to a large extent, this is politics. And people...
What if... Do you have children?
2 children.
2 children. If suddenly a rocket or drone flies into your house and kills your 2 children, will you also say that this just politics?
Again, this will not happen by
No,
chance.
not by chance. But because for 2 years missiles have been flying from Russia to Ukraine and killing Ukrainian children. And when I tell you about this, instead of trying to somehow understand, you say that this is just politics. You have a universal answer to all questions. You always answer with 2 dots. This is politics. This is killing people. Russia has been killing Ukrainians for 2 years. Well, that's exactly why when we have something to answer, we answer. Not just like that. Not by chance. You sit in Belgorod and don't understand. Do you think that we are interested in this? That we want this? Until they bombed us, you weren't bombed either. This is a simple cause-effect relationship. Politics? Let politicians do politics. I'm talking to you like an ordinary person. You're a citizen of your country. I am a citizen of my country. This conflict occurs and I ask you a simple question. You say this is politics. Tell me please, what did you understand from our conversation?
I realize that you don't want any bad for us.
Yes. Because I didn't come to you. This is your husband sitting here at my home in Ukraine. He came here with a machine gun to dig trench in order to kill people from this trench. Do you understand? If we came to you, then you would have every moral right to hate us, kill us, and defend ourselves. But now it's the other way around. When will you understand? Vice versa. And the fact that Belgorod is bombing is a response, not a primary one. I just want Belgorod residents to understand this, that when they are bombed, it is because they have been bombing us for 2 years. This is not because we want to get Belgorod specifically, but simply because it so happened that he is the closest target to us. Didn't you want to ask the residents of Kharkiv how they have lived these 2 years? Ask your neighbors. Do you have any friends in Kharkiv?
No,
If
not in
someone
Kharkiv.
from your city has friends in Kharkiv, let them call and ask how they have lived there for 2 years. If they need a photo, they will show a video, they will show everything. For the first few moments, we generally sat in basements with infants. Not 2 hours, not 3 hours. And they lived in basements, lived. Oh, show it there. Take him out of captivity one day, along with Mr. Shishkanov, by the way. Because they have been with us for a long time. How many do we have?
It's been 4 months already.
Already 4 months. It's time to pick
On
it
the
up.
26th, it was already 4 months.
Yes. It's time. That's it, goodbye.